Welcome back to Mrs. B Reads. We are working on Dusty Bowling's awesome novel, The Canyon's Edge, and this is my period 7 class. Yay! So, you know how Nora, the main character, escapes into her poetry. So in this chapter, in chapter 8, she talks about haikus. So when we're done reading this, my class is going to write some haikus, and your haikus are 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. They're a form of Japanese poetry. And I'll share really quickly one that we wrote last period, which is, dinosaurs are cool, brontosaurs and T-Rex rock, but they are extinct. There you go. You know, at a poetry slam, when someone shares their, you snap, right? You know that? So later on, we're going to write haikus in here. Here we go. Look on. Oh, yeah, you sure can. Hang on, I'm sorry. We got to get ourselves situated. You're welcome. Okay, here we go, chapter 8. Follow along with me. We stop after several hours of hiking and exploring. I remove my backpack and stretch my arms above me, take out my hair tie, and run my hands over my scalp, sore from my tight ponytail. I toss my hair tie in my pack. Dad's already munching on some beef jerky, so I grab a protein bar and make my way to an outcropping, which is like a rocks that sort of jut out. An outcropping along one canyon wall where the rock juts out like a small stage, a few feet high and wide. I pull myself up and sit cross-legged, eating my bar, running a finger along a deep crack in the stone surface. When I'm done, I take off my hoodie and bunch it up under my head. I lie back on the flat stone surface just large enough to hold me with my knees bent and gaze at the slim river of blue sky above. That is a metaphor. She's calling the sky a what? A what? A river. Good job. It must be around midday because the desert is quiet and sunlight shines down pretty far into the canyon. Lifting a hand, my fingers nearly touch the beam of light, sparkling with dust, but it's just out of reach. Pushing off the outcropping and walking over to my backpack, I remove my notebook and sit down next to Dad. He peers over my shoulder and I pull my notebook up to my chest so he can't spy on what I'm writing. He smiles. Are you ever going to let me read what you write? Hugging my notebook, I tell him, maybe. Dad stares down at me, maybe. What if it's not good? Dad puts his arm around me. If it came from your heart, then it can't be anything but good. You have to say that. You're my dad, I say, my voice hoarse. I mean it. Plus, I have some great lines for you to write. Raising an eyebrow, I look up at him. What? What's brown and sticky? I squint at him. What? He picks up a small twig from the canyon floor and places it on my knee. A stick. Get it? Brown and sticky. A stick. Terrible. Scrunching up my nose and covering my smile with one hand, I brush the twig off my leg. Seriously, though, he says, I used to like writing haikus. I like haikus. Dad scratches his stubbly chin. If I tell you one, you have to tell me one. Okay. Dad taps the finger to one pale cheek, already turning pink from the morning sun. A mischievous grin builds on his face, and I know whatever's coming is not going to be a serious haiku. This canyon is small, he says, but it's way, way, way bigger, he counts on his fingers as he talks, than Shrimpy Nora. Is that a true haiku? This canyon is small, but it's way, way, way bigger than Shrimpy Nora. Yep, 575, that's a haiku. I roll my eyes. Seriously, Dad. What? How can you expect me to share my writing when you make a joke out of it? I'm sorry, his grin fades. I'd still like to hear one if you're willing to share it. I don't have to make one up on the spot. I have several written in my notebook. The truth is, I love writing haikus. They feel orderly, patterned. I often use them to remember the things Mary tells me. Flipping through my notebook, I find one. My choice is not random. My choice is entirely deliberate. So she's picked this one out on purpose. Hypervigilance, I say. Dad won't let me go to school. I slowly look up at him. He's protecting me. Dad gazes down at me, eyebrows drawn together, questioning, though he doesn't speak. So why doesn't Nora go to school?
Because
What do you want? You want to add to that?
Because her dad's scared of society.
Right. She doesn't go to school because Dad's protecting her because he's scared of society. Dad gazes down at me, eyebrows drawn together, questioning, though he doesn't speak. I know he was expecting me to make up something on the spot, and now he's waiting for an explanation. I want to go back to school, I say so softly it's nearly a whisper. Dad's arm falls from my shoulders. He gets up, walks to a canyon wall facing away from me. He presses one hand to the stone, leans forward, head down, his shaggy hair falling in his face. He breathes in and out as if it's a tremendous effort, then slowly begins to shake his head. He turns to me, not even a trace of smile left. No. Don't forget to like and subscribe.